Facilities. The hotel has great sports facilities like a pool and a gym. Fact. It is a fact that the earth goes around the sun. Fail. I studied hard because I didn't want to fail the exam. Fairly. The English test was fairly easy for most of the students. Fancy. I bought a fancy dress for the party. Fare. The bus fare is cheaper if you use a student card. Favor. Can you do me a favor and carry this bag? Fee. You must pay an entrance fee to visit the national park. Feel like. I feel like eating a big chocolate cake right now. Fetch. Could you fetch my glasses from the living room? Fiction. I prefer reading fiction books because they are more exciting. Firefighter. The firefighter quickly put out the fire in the kitchen. Firework. We watched the beautiful fireworks on New Year's Eve. Firm. My sister works for a large law firm in the city center. Flavor. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Ilara stood in the middle of the quiet town square. The local facilities were old and broken, and the playground was covered in dust. She looked at the empty park and decided it was time to bring life back to her home. She visited Silas at his small clock shop. "It is a fact," she said to him, "that our town hasn't had a festival in 10 years. Everyone is too bored." Silas nodded slowly, his eyes sparkling with interest. That night, Ilara sat alone by the window. She started writing a list of things they needed, but her hands shook. She was afraid she might fail and disappoint the neighbors who were starting to hope. The next morning, Silas brought good news. A local construction firm had agreed to help them. They promised to build a beautiful wooden stage in the park for the musicians to play on. However, there were still problems to solve. They had to pay a small fee to the council to use the central park for the night. Ilara didn't fancy spending all her savings, but she knew the festival was more important than money. Ilara went to the station to meet Alistair, the town's bravest firefighter. She asked him for a favor. "Could you help us check the safety of the stage and the lights?" she asked. Alistair smiled and agreed to help. As the day of the festival approached, Ilara worried about the visitors coming from the next village. The bus fare was quite expensive for some families, but she didn't feel like letting that stop her dream. On the morning of the event, she and Silas went to the forest to fetch fresh wood for the evening fires. Ilara also made sure to find a unique cinnamon flavor for the hot apple drinks they would serve. The festival night was magical, like a story from a fiction book. Suddenly, a giant firework exploded in the dark sky. It was fairly loud, and the bright colors made everyone in the crowd cheer with joy. Silas watched the happy children dancing and the neighbors laughing together. He was proud of Ilara. She had turned a quiet, dusty town into a place of light and music once again.